Lighthouses and jetties, they're my two things.
Hi folks!
Well, g'day. It is 11:52 a.m, so a really strange time to be doing photography, but we're on our way on a road trip from Mandurah to Busselton, and the boss found this amazing lighthouse online that I wanted to check out, and I've decided to try and capture it the best I can because we're here, and I'll just add it to my lighthouse collection. And it's a black and white checkered lighthouse. It looks really cool, and I think you're going to love it. So let's go and see if we can capture some images of this amazing looking lighthouse. So as you can see, this lighthouse is really high up, so going for a bit of a walk just to see where is the best spot to get a good composition. Being so high up, I'm going to have to get a fair way back. We're right on top of it right now, so I'm just going to keep walking on and find a good spot. All right, down here on the beach at Bunbury, got ourselves way back from the lighthouse, and just trying to work out a composition where I can fit in the lighthouse and a bit of the coastline, because I want to sort of tie it all together. I think a lighthouse without water looks a bit silly. And I thought I'd just share a trick. I was reading somebody else's blog, and I heard a trick where you can use the Hoodman loop to help you compose your images. It actually works really well, where you can just look through your Hoodman loop and get an idea of the composition. So you just sort of move it around and just gives you a bit of an idea. So you could just wear that around your neck, and as you sort of moved around, find a good composition. And when you found something you were sort of happy with, then you could get your camera and all the gear out and set up. But it actually works really well. And because we've got a bit of cloud cover today, it's going to help as well. You know, it's harsh light normally. I mean, what time is this? 12:07 p.m, so middle of the day. Totally not the time you should be doing landscape photography, but if you've got it, you've got it, right? So we just don't have any choice. We're going to be keeping driving about another 45 minutes south of here. I guess we could drive up if we wanted to, but I know once I'm down at Busselton Jetty, as you know, I have a jetty addiction. I just want to shoot the jetty. So I want to get this on our way down because it's pretty quirky, a bit like the one in Sydney that I've shot with the red and white stripes. And that way, at least this way I get a shot of it, because the weather's also supposed to turn. So let's see how we go. I'll get set up and then I'll talk you through my composition. All right, well, I've got the 14 to 24 mil on. I've got the circular polarizing filter on, just to try and keep everything looking nice. As that sun comes out, I'm just going to refrain shooting when the harsh light's out, but every now and then the sun goes behind a fairly thin cloud, which gives me that nice filtered light. Shooting with the 14 to 24, just got it on f8 aperture priority, handheld, not using the tripod because it is so light. It's giving me 1/60th, 200th of a second, so really fast anyway. But that'll allow me to move around a little bit and get a different type of a shot. I'm going to try a couple of things. Give me a couple of different compositions. I really wish those houses weren't so close to the lighthouse, boss. Could you do something about those? We have to put up with what we're going to put up with. It's actually quite a difficult lighthouse to shoot because it is so high and so far in from the coast. It makes it a bit difficult, but it's a great looking lighthouse. It'll stand out really well with the contrasting black and white squares. So I'll just keep shooting. I'm going to try a couple of different things. When you do change from landscape to portrait with your circular polarizing filter, always make sure you fix it back up into the right direction. Alrighty. And sometimes as I shoot, I'm just thinking about what I'm going to end up with. I'm probably going to crop it into a panoramic image and that's easy to do with this camera with the large files. Just sort of think about what it is you're going to shoot. I'll probably Photoshop out the ugly street lamps up there because that'll be easy to do against the cloudy sky. You won't notice, and you'll end up with something interesting. So we'll see how we go. Being handheld, we'll just run up onto a higher spot, a bit more inland, see if we can just change the perspective a little bit. So let's go. This lens is so wide that even it zoomed all the way in, it's probably still a bit too wide. But to really feature the lighthouse, but it gives you a great overview of the whole sort of area of the landscape and everything, and just looks really nice. It's a really nice outlook. I wish we were staying here for a couple of days, but it gives us a reason to come back. I might just try going a little, no, it's a bit too, I don't want to damage the foliage on the dunes. They've got signs up so they're regenerating the dunes, so I want to be respectful and not walk across all the foliage. So this is about as far in as I'll be able to go, but I'll just wait for that light to disappear behind the next bit of cloud and we'll give it another go. Great spot though, if you're looking for a good lighthouse to shoot, this one's a good one. Where are we?
Bunbury.
Bunbury, that's right, Bunbury. WA, Bunbury, Western Australia. Lovely spot. Lovely spot. I said I'd never shoot during the middle of the day. I shouldn't say never, should I? Never say never. So just waiting for the light. I've actually changed it to f13 because I've got this foliage in front of me and I just want to try and keep as much of it in its focus as I can. Waiting for that cloud to come across in front of the sun. So you can see it's really harsh light when the sun's out and its fullest, but when you get a little bit of that cloud, it sort of just filters it down nicely and then makes it easy. It's going to take a bit before that disappears again, I think. So we'll just have to wait. All right, we're pretty much done in this spot. I think I've got a few shots of it now. I don't think I'll be doing too much more from here. We'll move around, see if we can find something else, a different angle, and maybe change lenses and see what we come up with. So let's move on. Let's move on. So if you ever wonder the effectiveness of a circular polarizing filter, what I'll do is I'll take it on one angle, I'll take the shot. Okay, so that's shot number one, and I'll show you what these look like. And then I'll rotate it and I'll take another one, and you'll see the difference is the reflections on that ocean out there are really intense, and by rotating it the right way, the reflections disappear and you end up with this really nice, easy to look at image rather than having all the really shiny reflections that you know, will become blown highlight. So the CPL is really important for that. So just found myself another sort of composition. Not real happy with it, but getting a couple of shots. There's a real ugly light pole that's just getting in the way non-stop and making it difficult for me to shoot this shot. Anyway, we'll finish it up there. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you head over to my Instagram page on 3 legs and follow me there, or my Facebook page. And of course, thanks again to my Patreon. So if you feel like supporting the channel, you'll find a link in the description down below where you can support the channel. Go to my Patreon page and join up as a VIP. We have a VIP private group. We're all in there having a good old time hanging out, and you're missing out. So let's see if we can see you in there. Until next time, get out there and take some photos.